fuck. Look what I fucking found, Ed. Oh, you can't see through the glass too clear. There's a bunch of stuff. This is somebody's ounce that is like what's left of the ounce. We're gonna bun it down. We're gonna bun it all. My coffee's almost ready. I know what I want. What I always want. Where did I put my paper? Oh, I know where my papers are. This. Anywhere else. It's gonna go right fucking here for all that matters. In case you didn't guess, I'm aiming for that 23 with the red line. And everything seems to line up just right. So you can see this knee, can't see this one. Foreground, background, perfectness. All right, we gotta look at this and see what we actually got. I can see roaches. I did see roaches, I don't see them now. There's one. I see some buds and I see a bunch of crystals and powders. So the most interesting thing to me, this says Golden Harvest, made in the USA, Dollarama. The fucking jar came from the dollar store. I didn't know they still made these. These are the narrow mouths. All the ones I like are the wide mouth. See what I'm talking about? Wide mouth. These ones here, I swear you could probably throw them at people, they won't break. These motherfuckers here do shit like this. You don't have to hit them hard, they just shatter, right? They shattered in so many pieces. I left it in a pile, because if I clean it up, I'm gonna think I got it all, I'm gonna step there, and I'm gonna cut myself out of hell, I just know it. Alright, I need something to put that in. I also want to pick those roaches out. I think we use this. Why wouldn't we use this? We'll use this. A lot of my videos have no sound. That's not my fault. A lot of my videos cut out very suddenly with no notice to me. I don't find out till hours later. Nothing I can do about it, really. I found out yesterday or this morning, so the 28th or 29th, that on the 5th, YouTube made everybody's liked videos playlist private, but they didn't tell nobody. Okay, so I've been sharing shit up on there, wondering why it doesn't get any views or nothing. And fucking the playlist itself, the fucking thing's not. I've been trying. A couple days I've been trying to figure out. I'm on a different device loading it. It says it doesn't exist. What the fuck is this? Reason we're going to use this one, because this stupid fucking thing, if you put the lid on, it looks great for weed. It'll hold about an ounce. Put the lid on nice and tight. To get the lid off, you got to pry it apart like this, and boom, your weed go on the floor. I got this 15 years ago. Can't use it. Cannot use it. I got it from the exact same place I got this one from. I've been using that one for 15 years. Can't use this one at all. But we can use it to dump that into here. It's even got a two-part lid, like you're gonna actually do fucking preserving with this. Doesn't smell like much, but it very rarely does. Where's those roaches? I don't want to dump those roaches in there. I'm gonna throw them out. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. What do I have here? You know what? I'm just gonna take some out and roll it, and we'll figure out the rest in a second. I'm sure you can see the sticks, but there's buds and shit in here. There's like buds and crystals, everything. All this is the bottom of somebody's ounce, is what it is. Fuck, that's a nice bud right there. All right, we got this one. C one right there. I'm gonna take this one. This is what I'm talking about. Oh shit, that's hemp fiber, eh? That was a hair. It's hemp fiber. All right, it's bigger than my head. It's bigger than Tupac's whole fucking torso. That's good enough to smoke. That open. That open. Oh, I know what I could do. I'll dump it in this fucking thing. Yeah, I don't need this one. I need this one. Let's see what the fuck I'm doing. We'll deal with that in a second. Hey, I got a curiosity to feed. Really? That's insane. This is literally 2/3 of a gram. Looks bigger. That means it's dry as fuck, yeah? .67 apparently. Nice. I'm gonna twist this and light it. Then I'll take my fucking jacket off and turn the radio on. I need to smoke a fucking joint, eh? I found some roaches in here. I was about to roll them up. Go outside. Fucking. And the planters out here, people throw all sorts of garbage and things. I see the jar with the lid on it. And I think, oh, I'll grab that. I'll use that for something. I'll throw screws in it or something. But I don't grab it instantly. I'm standing there, walk back and forth a couple of times. I look closer at it. Now that I'm closer, I take a closer look at it and I see all the green shit. See, you can barely see it yourself here, right? So just imagine trying to see that walking up and down the street. Fucking bonus, eh? Something told me to go outside, man. If I had had weed in here, I would have said, fuck that, I'm smoking a joint first, but I didn't, so. Yeah, these narrow lid jars are fucking dangerous, eh? Fuck that shit. They bust all over the place. Two of them. My foot touched the one and it went boom. Touched it. Didn't kick it. Touched it. Just tap that down ever so slight. There we go. There we go. Almost perfect. My coffee should be just about fucking ready over there. And where I am, if you find a bag of weed on the floor and you smoke it, nothing bad gonna happen to you. Except maybe you get hungry. But anybody out there watching this think, oh, you found it and you're gonna smoke it? Yeah, I'm gonna fucking smoke what I found. It's Canada. This shit's everywhere. You think people are poisoning this shit? You can't spike the weed up here. You might forget and smoke it yourself. Eh? Well, it's kind of sticky. It's sticking to my fingers, so it's not crumbly, but it's sticky. So I think that would fit in one paper, maybe. We got these little leaves here. Ah, fuck it. Just bust the whole thing up. I would rock the Detroit hat. The problem is it's a fucking child size hat, eh? Stickiness, beautifulness. It doesn't seem wet, but I guess maybe it's a little moist. But considering what these pieces weighed, it's got to be pretty dry. Yeah, it's sticky as fuck, eh? See that? I stick it to my other hand. No, it's fucking not coming off, eh? Only reason I even started using that liked videos playlist function, I hate this thumbs up, thumbs down feature. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. But it makes it very convenient. Every time I see the video, either the thumb is blue and lit up or it's not. So I already know if it's on the playlist or not. I don't have to fucking go check for duplicates and bullshit. And I think since December 5th, I must have added about 400 fucking videos. Wondering why nobody's watching them. Oh shit, I'm dropping some. I didn't spill much, did I? Nope. I don't know. In theory, I'll get 2 joints out of that, but let's see. Oh, you're running low on typographical error. You're running low on something, but it's blank, Rizla. Bizla, you fucked up. Alright, let's twist this and light it. Hey, it's all fucking sticking together. That shouldn't be sticking there. The fuck? Yes, man. It sort of looks maybe like homegrown. Wouldn't be a surprise up here, but kind of hard to tell because there's only little pieces. Like you can tell there was an ounce, but they obviously picked all the nice big buds out, right? But think about it. Some of these sticks are fucking long as fuck, eh? There was a big bud on the end of that, eh? That one too, eh? You get 7 gram buds sometimes. I think the biggest one I seen was 9 or 10.5 or something. 9 grams, 10.5. Out of bags that I had acquired that I actually checked and weighed the bud. I think it was 9. I think it was 9 or 10, something like that. It's sticky and fluffy. Get off my fingers. Yeah, I want to fill the whole paper, but something tells me that's a bad idea. I didn't even break that one up before. No, maybe I did. It all stuck together again. It reconstituted itself back into a flower. Right? Make this even so it will burn. I am so fucking sick of people handing me joints. They're real wide at the beginning and real skinny at the end. That's on fucking purpose, right? Handing me these fucking joints, nothing comes out of them. You break it open, there's 2 inches long of fucking solid resin. You can't smoke it. You just basically wasted all that resin and all that weed. I mean, you can re-roll it into a joint, right? But what was the point in fucking rolling it that way? They hand it to me like I owed them a favor now. Get the fuck out of here. I only took it to be polite. Because my friend handed it to me and he's friends with you. And he looked at you and went like this, and you nodded, so he handed it to me. So I did the third step. I'm the third person. Oh, okay, I'll take one. But there's nothing coming out of the damn joint. Or people that will ask me, hey, come smoke a joint. And I swear this has happened more than once. Fucking one time the fucking man smokes half the joint, puts it out, and we go back inside. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I didn't say nothing, bitch at him, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Fucking, and he's like, oh, that was a good joint we just smoked, eh? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with your head, brethren? There's a time I'm in a park with 3 other guys. I just acquired some marijuana. So I'm the only one in the park with quantity of marijuana. This is when it's still illegal. And the guy says, the guy says, stick around and smoke a joint. I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna fucking stand there and roll a joint with this shit in my bag, eh? And fucking, I'm not gonna pull it out and fucking like, I wasn't planning on sitting there smoking a joint. 5 or 10 minutes in, he's halfway through his blunt. I'm looking at these guys smoking their blunts. I'm like, why am I still standing here? I smoked a joint as I was walking up to the park. You're not handing me nothing. I'm the only one here that could get in trouble. I'm the oldest one here. I'm the only one with quantity. I know what's gonna happen. You're gonna throw the joints at me and run. I'm gonna be standing there. I'm gonna get in trouble. Fuck that shit. I'm so sick of that weirdo shit happening. Weirdo shit, to be real. All right, we'll put this in here. Yeah, we won't use this. I don't. Well, I can use this. But I don't need to use this. What do I have here? Half pack. Full pack. Protecting your papers. See those white lines there? Fucking protecting your papers. Protégez votre papier. This is a half pack. This is almost a half pack. There's 10 more in that half. And I got 2 more half packs. 1, 2, 3 halves. I guess I got enough rolling papers to last a month, apparently. Yeah, they put papers on the top to protect them. And they put 1, when there's 10 left, there's 1 on there. But I caught them once. There was only 8 left in the team. I'm assuming because of the humidity today, my matches are acting fucked up. See 1 roach. I see another one. Oh, seed! Bingo! I got next year's crop. It's right here. It's right here. There's a seed. The thing I don't like about these jars is they get this shit all over the inside. You can't get off it. I know because the stainless steel dishes do the same thing. I gotta use a razor blade. I don't know how the fuck you clean this. That's not gonna fit no matter where I put it. Oh Jesus, that took me 20 minutes to roll? Motherfucker, eh? When you see me do that, that's because these are concrete floors and I don't give a fuck. It won't burn, so I don't give a fuck. What? Yeah, these are the professional underground growers. There's not much smell to it. Not much smell at all. Just enough. I couldn't do that to a cigarette. If I tried to sniff that, that would hurt my fucking nose. Oh, that's the other thing. That's another thing. I noticed the smoke looks like I'm blowing it out. I'm not. That's what's left of the smoke that has momentum hitting the air in my mouth and then bouncing out in a vortex. I never noticed it till I started looking at like smoking in front of a mirror. When you're homeless, you don't have mirrors, so you never notice those things. The worst for that's the psych ward. They don't want you knowing what you look like on the psych ward. I don't know why, man. They don't want you to know the difference between your own self sober and your own self on them fucking pills and injections and shit. They don't want you to know the difference. Trust me, if you could see in a mirror, you would know the difference. Look at little chunks. Yeah, all right, nothing wrong with it. I can feel it too. It's all right. Not that it's not crazy, but it's good. It's good. There's like AAA and 4A. The top grade used to be AAA. That was 15 years ago. The shit we have now is stronger than what we had 15 years ago. No lie. So I call it 4A. 4A. So I know you people in Colorado call it top shelf. Top shelf. The top shelf up here is where we hide things we don't want little kids to get. I don't know to this day. If I ask somebody for some top shelf, if they know what the fuck I was talking about. You got some top shelf, man? Yeah, man, the store's there. Go get yourself some whatever. That's what would happen. They would brush me off and ignore me. Doors here. Pork rib. As for the rip on the coat, the cops did that, so I don't really care. Oddly enough, the wind don't blow through that. This jacket is fucking. This here is the only part where water will leak through because of the fucking stitches in it. This part here is the only part. Fucking, the wind don't blow through this or nothing, man. I know it looks ratty. I'm gonna tell you something. When it's minus 20, 30, whatever the fuck it's been this year, you don't give a fuck if the clothes are ripped. If they're warm. In the wintertime up here, you see people wearing anything. Hey, you live somewhere that gets cold in the winter. You know what I'm talking about. You got like a Shep Brown jacket and a purple shirt, fucking whatever, fucking weirdo shit, bleach stains and all stretched out. But you got the layers on, so it doesn't fucking matter what it looks like. I'm trying to place that taste and that smell, and I can't. But it tastes like weed, so nothing wrong with it. We're gonna bun it down. We're gonna bun it all. So what I just took out weighed 0.67. I don't think I threw anything back, did I? I don't think there's maybe a gram in there, but it's all crystals and fucking shit. Oh, there's a bunch in here. All right, okay. How convenient that is. I'll put that there, right where I'll put the roaches too. And there's a seed in here. Don't drop the seed. Where's the seed? Golden Harvest. I don't know where the lid came from. It don't say Bernard Inn or nothing on it, so I don't know. I didn't know they still made narrow lids. I don't think they do. I wonder if that'll fit on the other ones. Let's just put this in here. Right now, it's not a problem. One day, I'm going to be hurting. I'm going to be looking at all these crystals in here going, damn, that would make a nice little thing right now. I know what this is. This is just somebody's homegrown, but it's not bad at all. It's the right strain, and they didn't fuck it up or anything. I have to pull all those sticks up and say, I'll throw all the sticks back in the jar. That's what I'll do. I don't have a light or something. Fuck. I'll do that in a second. I'm gonna fuck this up if I try to do everything at once. This right on. This is stainless. I can sit it right there. It won't burn. So I drop it on the plastic. Shit, don't spill it, don't spill it. That's coffee, that's fucking black gold right there. Fuck, something's gotta move. I'll turn it on in a sec. I know I own a lid for that. Fuck it, let's turn it on. I think I'm ready.
To York Mills. That's it. Not a bad drive out there. Just some weather to contend with. And also, if you're heading to Yorkdale, it's a mess in this parking lot. And all the ramps into the parking lot at Yorkdale are also still jammed up. Award yourself a performance bonus, a 2019 Q7 from 1.98% for 48 months. Plus, receive up to $5,000 in Audi event credit. Now, AudiQueensway.ca. Your next report is at 5:21, and with a look at that weather, Jason Fraser, how's it looking?
Well, it has been an absolutely busy day here in the 680 Weather Center, and the reason lies because of this massive system that is really just taking its time to move across the GTA. Right now, we are seeing a freezing rain in the Newmarket area as well as Barrie, and we can't forget about Midland
Wet
as
and
well,
cold,
and Oshawa
motherfuckers.
and Port Perry.
Don't
Here in downtown Toronto right now, we're just seeing some drizzle move across the region, and the reason why is because of where the winds are coming from. They are coming across
every direction.
Warm water, and it's an east wind, and that is ensuring that once the rain comes from those clouds, that it is just rain showers instead of freezing rain. So this is going to continue for the next couple of hours. Some of us will end up seeing a lull in the system, and then here come those rain showers again overnight into tomorrow morning. We're going to see an on and off again rain showers tomorrow, and we'll see a high temperature of a very warm 7 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, it is +2. Our overnight low is +1.
680 news time, 5:14.
There's still time to go extra rounds at 2001 Audio Video.
Yeah, it's 1 degree or 0 or whatever. It's all fine and well. But it's raining too. But it's not just rain. It's freezing rain. So when it hits you, it should heat up because your skin's warm. No, it cools down. It freezes you. And then you got the wind coming from every fucking direction.
The Mercedes-Benz Oakville certified pre-owned year-end winter sales event is on now. For a limited time, enjoy exceptional offers such as finance rates from 0.99%, 3 payments waived on us, and existing customers get an additional 1% loyalty.
If you sell luxury cars, giving somebody a couple $1,000s towards it, that's stupid. It's stupid. If they've got the 50, 60, 100, what the fuck do they want 3 payments free for? That don't even make sense. You know who wants 3 payments free? The identity thief that's fucking walking away with your car. Oh, he's driving away.
Light rain falling in the city of Toronto. It's 1 degree. Good afternoon. From the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto, I'm Lucas Castelletto. Here are the top stories this hour. Don't expect any nice weather for at least a few days. A freezing rain warning is in place for parts of the GTA, with the wet stuff set to linger into tomorrow. Toronto police have released the identity from the city's latest homicide, a 26-year-old man, the victim of an early morning shooting. 2 suspects are wanted by police. And New York City police continue to investigate what is being called an act of domestic terrorism, with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Mayor John Tory, among others, offering their thoughts and prayers here at home. 680 News Time, 5:15. And now for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Josh Goldberg.
All right, Lucas, wild NFL Week 17 with the Patriots going down at home to the Dolphins. They finished 12-4, but that loss coupled with Kansas City's win over the Los Angeles Chargers sees Kansas City move up to the 2 seed. They grab a bye. New England will play the 6 seed on a wild card weekend. Tennessee could be that 6 seed with a 14-7 lead right now on Houston in the second quarter. If they get the win, they clinch that 6 seed. Pittsburgh gets it with a win in Baltimore and a Tennessee loss, and Pittsburgh leads Baltimore 7-6. Earlier, Green Bay won at the Horn on a Mason Crosby field goal, 23-20. They clinch a bye, and they could get the number 1 seed if Seattle beats San Francisco. San Francisco wins that one. They are the number 1 seed and get home field advantage through the NFC playoffs. And then the NFC East comes down to Philly and Dallas. If Philly wins, they're in. Right now, they're up 3-0 in the second quarter on the Chargers. The Eagles lost. Dallas can get in with a win over Washington, and they're up 6-0 on the Redskins right now in the second quarter. To basketball, where the Raptors will welcome Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder to Scotiabank Arena tonight. 6 p.m. tip. You can listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, watch it on Sportsnet 1. Busy Sunday in the NHL, highlighted by Montreal and Florida as part of Hometown Hockey at 7 on Sportsnet. Vancouver follows in Calgary at 9:30, also on Sportsnet. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, now on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 5:17.
Hashtag Tim and Sid. Hey, Tim. Yes, Sid. So the radio show we're doing, we're still talking about sports, of course. Sure. Got a question, though. Not a big deal or anything. Okay. Since we're on the radio, I assume clothing is optional? You do know we're still on TV, right? So that's a yes.
Tim and Sid, serious about sports and fully clothed. Weekdays at 5 p.m. Watch on Sportsnet and listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan through the Sportsnet app.
When we work together, amazing things can happen. The Love You by Shoppers Drug Mart program works together with local charities to help advance women's health and provide support systems for women to feel their best. To date, we've raised over $66 million to support women's health initiatives in our communities. Join us in being a champion for women's health. Visit shoppersdrugmart.ca.
I know what the fuck this is. I know what the fuck this strain is. I couldn't fucking tell you which name it is. I know this fucking strain, though.
Together,
I know it's not, but that doesn't help me.
680 News Time, 5:18. 2 people are dead, 1 in critical condition after a shooting at a small town in Texas.
Witnesses have said that a morning service was nearing its end when someone opened fire.
At 9:57 this morning, White Settlement Police Department received a phone call for gunshots at the West Freeway Church of Christ.
The fire department's Mike Drigdahl says emergency responders were here within minutes.
They did find a total of 3 patients that have been transported in critical condition.
Among the wounded was the shooter. The local ambulance authority says that 2 of the 3 have now died. Jim Ryan, ABC News, White Settlement, Texas.
LeBron James is the Associated Press Male Athlete of the Decade.
Some were burning his jersey in Cleveland when he left for Miami, but after winning 2 NBA titles, he went back to Ohio,
Burn it,
won
buy another
another,
one.
then left for the Lakers. James also did great things off the court, like open the I Promise School in Akron.
For young kids, ages 7, 8, 9, 10, the most important thing that we can give them is structure and a sense of they just want someone to feel like we care.
James was a runaway winner in the AP balloting with New England quarterback Tom Brady finishing second. I'm Shelley Adler.
680 News Time, 519. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker scores another winning weekend.
Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker spot atop the box office was essentially unchallenged over the holidays. It pocketed another $72 million or so.
Yeah, isn't that what one of them's called? Diesel
to $361.8
got like
million.
6 different types of diesel and 100 different types of push.
Was at this point 2 years ago.
I intend to make my own way in the world.
Sour push to sour
Christmas
diesel.
Day releases, a third place
That's not what
debut
this
as the
is.
holiday weekend winds down. Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Coming up in just a minute, traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time, 520.
For 8 days, Toronto
Really? I'm an hour late? Are you fucking kidding?
as giant outdoor menorahs light up the night sky. As you travel our city, you'll see them at Old City Hall, Nathan Phillips Square, lighting up the foot of Queen's Park. There are some 30 of them around the GTA, shedding light from Niagara Falls all the way up to Aurora. These menorahs have been placed by the Chabad Lubavitch organization to help publicize the message of Hanukkah, the miraculous triumph of religious freedom over oppression. Still, the main celebration of Hanukkah remains a family affair. So in the evening of each of the 8 days of Hanukkah, gather your family and light the menorah, adding an additional flame each night. If you'd like to find out more or for a holiday guide, visit us
I'll
online
put smoke
at
in the air, don't worry.
Hanukkah.ca. This message is brought to you by Steele's Memorial Chapel, wishing you a happy Hanukkah.
News Time, 521. It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Castlelight.com. Eastbound on the 401, you'll have some volume approaching Kiel into Collectors. That is the heaviest stretch here, anywhere east of the 400 into Collectors to approaching Kiel now. And then east of it, both Express and Collectors, just some slight volume, but I wouldn't really call it anything to be worried about. And then it's slow as you approach Leslie in the Collectors, just to the east of it. So just a very short stretch here. Actually, it's, sorry, my bad. Eastbound 401, east of the 400 Express approaching Kiel. That is our
That's not
slowest
too bad
spot.
holding
If
this
you want
in,
a
bro.
faster journey, you can take the Collectors. And then it jams up approaching Leslie and the Collectors for a short stretch here. Otherwise, it's a pretty nice drive. Eastbound 401, a little slow in the Collectors through Kennedy. Basically, the story here is pick the Express and you should be okay once you get by Kiel. We still have some pothole repairs blocking the left lane on the eastbound 401 as you approach Brock Street. That's going to be a little bit of a long-term thing here, according to the MTO, and we're still seeing delays here.
They told us a week ago, they stopped to fix a pothole and it turned into a sinkhole. They said that.
On the westbound Gardner, DVP to Cherry is where we're slow through the construction. Eastbound QEW bunches up for a short stretch east of Cawthra. On the eastbound Gardner, still heavy, Humber Bridge to Dufferin and through Spadina. Traveling northbound on the DVP, looking at a touch of volume, Lawrence to York Mills. Castlelight Furniture and Accessories December sale and soon get up to 30% off across the store on all new orders. Come see what's in store or online at castlelight.com. Your next report is at
I'd sooner think my
5:31.
skills
With the
were
forecast,
fucked.
here's Jason Fraser.
Well, it's been a pretty active day across the GTA, and it will continue to be an active evening across our area. Some good news for those of you who live over in the Georgetown area, as well as Kitchener. You are starting to see a lull in some of the precipitation. Can't say the same, though, for those of you that live in Newmarket as well as Barrie, because that is where we're seeing a lot of freezing rain, as well as some snow pellets. And to the north of there, that is where we're also seeing some snow showers as well. Here in the city, that is where we are seeing some rain showers. So it really is going to be dependent on where you live today as far as what you're going to see for the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. We could end up seeing some ice accumulations up to 15 millimeters as well as
depending on
some
where you
final
live.
rain
It's
totals
just,
upwards of about
bro,
20 millimeters. The rain showers.
you're not going to see the same shit I see when I look out the window, bro.
And some of those ice accumulations will be more towards the north part of our area. Tomorrow, the rain continues on and off again. It'll be warmer. We'll see a high temperature of about 7 degrees. New Year's Eve, we'll see a mix of rain as well as some snow. We could see several centimeters of snow possible. High then of 2 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, it is 2 degrees. Our overnight low is 1 degree.
680 News Time, 524.
CAMH is Canada's leading hospital for mental health. Help make this year's holidays brighter for patients at CAMH through Gifts of Light. When you support Gifts of Light, a patient in need receives a gift that reminds them they aren't alone this holiday season. Small gifts can make a big difference to someone living with mental illness. Please
pair of handcuffs.
give a gift of light to someone in need at giftsoflight.ca today.
Hi, my name is Peter Bullitt, founder of Hops for Hunger, and I'm the 680 News Community Hero for December. When you go down to do a food sort and you see the volume of food that they move through that facility, it is really amazing to see that people are in that much need in the city. Personally, I know myself, it's really touching that we are part of this drive, and I know my staff feel exactly the same way.
The 680 News Community Hero. Nominate your hero now at 680news.com/contests. There are lots of ways to treat your cold symptoms. You can carry around a spoon and syrup or try alternative methods. How about those lozenges? Why not drop all that for a different way? Cold drops. Just one drop with a naturally sourced ingredient for temporary symptom relief of cough, sore throat, and nasal congestion.
Relief with just one drop. Cold drops.
For a retailer near you, visit colddrops.com. This product may not be right for you.
They look identical to my fucking
How does
roaches.
Sugar Plum Fairy transform Canada's Wonderland into the world of Winterfest?
We need lights, millions of them. A gigantic Christmas tree and Snoopy and the Peanuts gang. And ice skating and carolers spreading cheer. And more lights and a heap of live shows and family rides. And lights!
Hurry, the magic only lasts on the world of Canada's Wonderland's Winterfest. Select dates through December 31st.
Don't miss the final days of Winterfest. Open daily Thursday through December 31st.
It's not
Save
yours,
on tickets at CanadasWonderland.com.
680 News Time, 526. Now time for the weekend business report. I'm Richard Southern. It's one of the biggest business news stories of the past year. Beyond Meat, huge craze for this plant-based protein and a huge IPO for Beyond Meat as well. Chuck Mute is the chief growth officer of the company.
Really amazing year.
Growth officer, is he a plant manager too?
Driving it, some of that, but I mean, there's been just an amazing amount of consumer and customer response to what's going on in the plant-based industry right now. And
Cows are plant-based. They eat plants all day long.
People talk about when we talk about Beyond Meat, they say, well, why isn't it cheaper than real meat? To me, it should be cheaper. We don't have to raise cattle and feed and water cattle. But why is it not significantly cheaper?
Yeah, Richard, that's a great question. I mean, in theory, it should be cheaper, but unfortunately, the current supply chain is still very immature, and there is a lot of R&D investment to get it to where it is today. So we do believe, in fact, one of our commitments is that over the next 5 years, at least one of our items will be cheaper than animal meat.
I guess another criticism has been, at least with the burgers, was that it's
eat meat,
not
I smoke
significantly
plants.
more
You got it
healthy
backwards, buddy.
than beef.
You got
I mean,
it
how
so
would you respond to
backwards.
the concerns about the health
Don't
aspects of
eat
it?
those plants. I need those to feed the cows and
However,
pigs and
it is
chickens.
lower in saturated in total fat. It's lower in it has no cholesterol, more iron, more
I have
protein,
no cholesterol,
no
motherfucker.
antibiotics
Fuck
or
you.
hormones. Our goal actually for our R&D team is three things. One is to reduce the cost, which we talked about. Secondly is to make it taste even closer to animal meat. And thirdly, to improve
Feed it to an animal. It'll taste like animal meat when it's done with
You
it.
guys.
Seed number
I mean,
two.
we have sausage links in the U.S. and it's really a terrific product. It's my favorite product. So the sausage will be coming to Canada next year. We've already announced publicly that we're looking at things like bacon and steak. So you can imagine poultry is another one. So if you can imagine an animal product, we're looking at that.
That's Chuck Mute with Beyond Meat. And at the Business Center, I'm Richard Southern.
If I don't take that lid off, I'm never gonna be able to drink that.
This
Boxing Week at Rogers. You can unwrap more during the Wrapped in Red event. That means
That's
more
way
of
too
your
high. I
favorite
should have took that off 10
Apple
minutes
products,
ago.
like iPhone 11 for $0. More picture-perfect photos with a pro-grade triple camera system and infinite data you can share without any overages when you get it on a Rogers Infinite plan. This Boxing Week, unwrap more with iPhone 11 for $0 on select 2-year plans during the Wrapped in Red event. On now at Rogers.
How big are the Boxing Week savings at Arrow Furniture? You're gonna want to sit down for this one in your new Arrow Furniture chair.
Crumbles right up, so it's not wet.
Flanked by those end tables
Breaks right up.
that match that coffee table. Get them all because right now you can save up to 70% on furniture for every room in your home while quantities last. Don't miss it. Save up to 70% at Arrow Furniture's Boxing Week blowout today only at all 4 locations in the GTA. Find out more at arrowfurniture.com. That's arrowfurniture.com.
Fuck, I should have weighed this stupid thing before I started.
Forecast. Atlanta, clear skies, 9 degrees. In Orlando, overcast and 23. Miami, light rain, humid, 24 degrees. Here in downtown Toronto, continues to rain, 1 degree. At Pearson Airport, 3 degrees there now. It feels like -7 with that
Put it on
one
the
chill.
fucking scale
The News
loose
Watch
a
never
bit
stops.
before all over
680
again.
News is CFTR AM Toronto. 680 News time, 5:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good afternoon. It's Sunday, December 29th. I'm Caitlin Lee.
And I'm Lucas Castelletto. Here's what's making news right now.
Another reason to celebrate the new year if you have Beaver Fever. Justin is set to release a new
Fever.
single.
You said a
Hope you're
V
still
like
on
Victor. I
holidays
heard
because a
that.
messy Monday commute is ahead. Rain, freezing rain, and snow expected.
And homicide detectives identify a 26-year-old man shot and killed this morning in Scarborough. The hunt is on for 2 suspects.
Lots on the line in Week 17 of the NFL regular season while the Raptors get ready for the Oklahoma City Thunder at Scotiabank Arena. Sports at 45.
Hey, coming up in business, millennials are charting a different path than their parents to save for retirement. We'll hear how the high cost of real estate isn't affording
They're spending it all
nest egg
today. It's not
opportunity
good.
and will require a different saving strategy.
They're going so deep in debt when they get their inheritances, they won't they'll be back up to zero.
On the line. Here's Craig Gear. I think he's a Beaver fan, aren't you?
Yes, I actually do like the latest Bieber stuff. What's wrong with that, Caitlin?
I love it.
This report is brought to you by the Air Miles Reward Program. So we're looking at a bit of volume left over on the eastbound
You're free to like
401.
what you
All in all,
want,
not
buddy, but
too bad.
I
So
don't see
east of
the
the
talent.
400 to east of the Allen in the collectors on and off is where we're slow. And then approaching Leslie in the collectors as well. And then east of Warden to east of Kennedy in the collectors here as well. So the story is the express is moving much better on the eastbound 401 here. If you're still trying to get to Yorkdale, though, it doesn't matter which direction you're doing it from the Allen, from the east or west 401, it's still slammed, and the parking lot is a nightmare at Yorkdale right now. Southbound 400, starting to see a little
That's
bit of
the
a
news.
slowdown here.
What's
King to
the
Texas,
traffic like at the
volume and
mall?
weather-related slowdowns at the moment. On the westbound Gardner, still with a bit of volume through the construction here, DVP through to Cherry, and then it opens up. Westbound QEW not spotting anything. East side of the QE is good. Eastbound Gardner, slow. Humber Bridge to Spadina on and off again. It's Boxing Week at Rona and Lowe's. Get 5 times the Air Miles Reward Miles on purchases of $100 or more before tax. Ends December 31st. Terms and conditions apply. Details in store. Your next report is at 5:41. Let's check that forecast now. Here's Jason Fraser.
Well, we continue to see a mixture of rain showers as well as freezing rain and ice pellets across the GTA. Some of us are going to start to see a little bit of a lull, and during that lull, many of us will see mostly cloudy skies, but this storm is not at all done yet. We will continue to see round 2 later on tonight and into tomorrow morning, and later on tonight, we'll see the temperature dip down just about at the freezing mark. Right now at Pearson, it's 1 degree. Our overnight low is 1.
680 News Time, 5:33.
Well, it's been a cold and muggy day across the GTA. Depending on where you are, there have been rain, freezing rain, and snow, prompting widespread weather warnings.
If you happen to be on the roads, better get to where you're
couldn't
going
see, my face
quickly
was numb,
because this
so it might
active
have
weather
snowed.
is going to mess up your commute. 680's meteorologist Jason Fraser joins us live with the details. Jason.
Well, Lucas, right now we are still under a freezing rain warning for much of the GTA, with the exception of the city of Toronto right now, and that includes the Newmarket area as well as the Uxbridge area, and we can't forget about Mansfield as well. This is all associated with a massive storm system that is moving across the GTA, and if you are closer to the city of Toronto right now, you are basically saved by the east wind that is moving across the water right now, and that is saving us from seeing some of that rain become freezing rain up in the Newmarket and Barrie area right now. That is where they're seeing some of that freezing rain, and I'm very concerned about what impact that's going to have to not only some highways but roadways, walkways, as well as parking lots. Black ice is definitely going to make things very slippery and hazardous, and I do think even overnight into tomorrow morning we will likely see a couple of fender benders as a result of this system. Now, power outages are definitely going to also be a concern as some of that freezing rain attaches itself to some power lines, so please make sure that you do have a backup plan just in case the power goes out. One of the other things we are going to notice tonight is some of those winds will continue to gust up to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. There are several models that are even saying we could see some winds at Pearson gusting between 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. Bottom line, the storm is not done yet, and we will continue to see this storm impact our area through tomorrow night. Live at the 680 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jason Fraser.
Thanks, Jason. 680 News Time, 5:35. Toronto police have identified the victim of the city's latest homicide as 26-year-old Koshin Youssef. This is Toronto's 76th homicide of the year. Earlier this morning at around 3 a.m., the victim was approached by two suspects outside of a home near McCowan and Trudell Street. Police say the suspects drew their guns and fired multiple shots, then fled the area. Anyone with information or any camera footage is asked to come forward.
Another homicide victim identified by police today. Police say the 75th victim of the year is 26-year-old Dominique Kelly. Just before 1 a.m. on Friday, officers responded to a call for a shooting in Etobicoke. Investigators say Kelly was in a vehicle parked when a suspect or suspects in a dark-colored SUV pulled up next to him and opened fire. When officers found Kelly, he was rushed to hospital, where he later died of his injuries. Anyone with information or video of this incident is asked to contact the homicide unit.
Local police are reacting to what appears to be a hate-motivated attack south of the border after 5 people were stabbed at a rabbi's house north of New York City.
It happened during a Hanukkah celebration Saturday night in Muncie. Police say the suspect, Grafton Thomas, faces 5 counts of attempted murder. Joseph Gluck witnessed the attack.
He took out his knife sword from a holder and started hitting people back and forth. Nothing, didn't say anything.
Gluck chased Thomas into the street and was able to get his license plate number. That led police to capture him in New York City. Governor Cuomo calling the attack and others like it acts of domestic terrorism.
These are terrorists in our country perpetrating terrorism on other Americans, and that's how we should treat it.
This attack comes on the heels of a string of attacks targeting Jews not just in the state but in the country. I'm Julie Walker.
Meantime, here at home, Mayor John Tory says we condemn this hateful violence and the clear anti-Semitism fueling it.
680 News Time, 5:37. Team Canada will look to shake off one of the country's worst losses at the World Hockey Junior Tournament. As Sportsnet 590 The Fan's Show LV reports, the team can breathe a sigh of relief on the injury front. After a 6-0 loss to the Russians at the World Juniors, Canada got a bit of good news this morning. An MRI determined that star winger Alexis Lafreniere had suffered no fractures or ligament tears to his left knee. There is still hope that he returns later in the tournament. He has not been ruled out, but Canada will be without him for at least their next game. Every team in Group B currently has 1 point, so Canada needs a win to keep pace, as the winner of today's Russia-USA match will be the clubhouse leader ahead of Monday's game against Germany. That one goes at 9 a.m. Eastern. For Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Show Ali.
680 News.
Year in review.
Brought to you by the Chesterfield Shop.
I'm smoking weed. I'm not smoking your
tragic
cigarette.
night of November 15th, when a large and deadly fire swept through the apartment building at 235 Gosford Boulevard.
I go outside, like the balcony, I look up, and I see this flame is blazing. So I just grab my jacket, go outside, and as I'm standing there, I see there's a person upstairs, legit with a jacket, trying to get out, people telling him to jump or whatnot.
Toronto Fire Chief Matthew Pegg describes the severity of the fire. Upon arrival of the first truck, they reported heavy smoke and flame visible from, I believe the 7th floor window. We are now dealing with a 5th alarm fire. We've accelerated to a 5th. We have fire that has extended to multiple floors in the building.
How the fuck does that happen?
And smoke. One person was found dead on a balcony on the 8th floor. Hundreds of people were displaced from the building and are still living elsewhere for the holidays. With the year in review, I'm Mark Douglas.
It's called
In
homeless.
30 seconds, we'll check the prices at the pump.
680 News Time, 5:39.
Oh, by the way, that Bieber story will be coming up as well.
You head out the front door and head to the car. Slide into the driver's seat and begin. Every time you start your car should be the start of an adventure. Where will yours take you? At Von Chrysler Fiat, we want you to be satisfied from the moment you walk in till the moment you drive off the lot. Come in today to start your adventure. Von Chrysler Fiat. We stand behind our cars. Join the family at VonChrysler.com.
Now there's 680 News gas price update. As Enpro predicted, the price of gas will not budge at midnight. It will hold at $1.19.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather is next.
680 News Time, 5:40.
Because winter can be a real expedition. Come enjoy the Boxing Day event at Sale. Until Tuesday, get up to 50% off selected clothing, footwear, and outdoor gear. Every great story begins at Sale.
Hello, I'm Daryl Hayashi, a former tax auditor. You've been listening to my ads for the last 20 years.
No, I have
Dealing
not.
with Revenue Canada can be an emotional and difficult time for you. No wonder many of you out there have chosen to bury your head in the sand. Call me at 416-751-TAX-7. That's 416-751-TAX-7. Or email me at taxaudit@rogers.com. Let's get that sand out of your hair.
Because winter can be a real expedition. Come enjoy the Boxing Day event at Sale. Until Tuesday, get up to 50% off selected clothing, footwear, and outdoor gear. Every great story begins at Sale.
680 News Time, 5:41.
Time for traffic and weather together on the lines. Here is Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Subaru Canada on the eastbound 401. Just a bit of volume approaching Leslie in the Express. That's pretty much it. Still a slow drive if you're trying to get into Yorkdale's parking lot here from any direction you want to do it from, the Allen or the east or west 401. It's a really jammed parking lot. Eastbound 401, east of Brock Street, left lane blocked here for pothole repairs. Traffic spotters complaining that nobody's actually doing any repairs, haven't been all day. MTO saying it might take a while to get these done. So left lane's blocked and we're still
like 100
seeing
different
a
dash
tight
cams
squeeze
goes
as
on.
you go by this problem. Southbound 400, on and off volume between King and Teston, even now through Major Mackenzie, could be weather related. It's not too terrible though if you're south on the 400 right now. Westbound Gardner bunches up through the construction DVP to Cherry. Then we have stolen vehicle reported west of Spadina off to the right shoulder. We do have police and tows on the scene, but everything seems to be up to speed on the westbound Gardner right now. It's the eastbound Gardner that we're seeing a bit of volume on and off between the Humber Bridge and Spadina. Enjoy all the winter classics at your local Ontario Subaru dealer. Hurry in for great rates and a holiday bonus during the My Subaru Gave to Me holiday event. Your next report is at 5:51, and with the forecast, here's Jason Fraser.
Right now, we're seeing a combination of not only some rain, but also some freezing rain. And even a few of us are even seeing some ice pellets and snow right now. It is part of the reason why Environment Canada continues its freezing rain warning for the entire GTA, with the exception of the city of Toronto now. All of this moisture is due to a low pressure system that extends all the way into the Midwest.
Why don't
and
we
it is
start
going
with
to
that?
continue to impact us here in the GTA for the next 24 to 36 hours. You're going to also continue to see the winds gusting upwards of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. We'll see a low temperature tonight of around +1. Tomorrow, the rain continues on and off. We might even see just a peak of sun tomorrow afternoon, but I do think the majority of us will see mostly cloudy skies. The rain should end tomorrow night, and that's when we'll see a low temperature of about 0 degrees. Right now in Pearson, it's 1 degree. Our overnight low is 1.
680 News Time, 5:43.
And now it's time for that story you've been waiting for, Lucas. It's Bieber fever for 2020.
Bro, get that shit off my fucking radio, man. So if you scroll down, there'll be a little thing that says Justin Bieber and whatever the name of that fucking song was. Has that been released yet? It hasn't been released yet. Maybe they won't fucking catch it right away. Okay. Do they even schedule releases anymore? I hear rappers say, oh, I got something coming out next year and this month and that month. What the fuck are you talking about? You have it, it's coming out later. Fucking, what's wrong with you? You don't want us to have the good stuff. Fuckers. These are the tiniest little specks of tobacco. The tobacco is what I take issue with. How the fuck am I finding more every time I move this shit? All that can just go there. How about that, too? I think I got it all.
Better future. Visit CovenantHouseToronto.ca to donate.
Donate what?
News Radio, 680 News.
It is 1 degree in downtown Toronto. Some rain falling. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Kate Goodlane.
I'm Lucas Castelletto. Here are the top stories this hour.
A messy Monday morning commute for those who don't have the day off tomorrow. Rain, freezing rain, even snow in store for parts of the GTA. More details in your
How would you get tomorrow off? Why the fuck would you get tomorrow off?
Police have identified the 26-year-old man killed in an early morning shooting in Scarborough. Koshan Yusuf dying of his injuries after he was shot by 2 suspects outside of a community housing complex around 3 a.m. And will NASA get to Mars in 2020? And will they take some humans with them? We have a look ahead. Now time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is Josh Goldberg.
All right, thanks very much, Caitlin. Let's start in the NFL, where right now the NFC East comes down to the Eagles and the Cowboys. If the Eagles win against the Giants, they're in as the champs right now. They're up 10-3 late in the second quarter. Dallas needs a win and an Eagles loss to clinch the NFC East. Ezekiel Elliott just scored his second touchdown of the first half. 33-yard run. They're up 20-3. Elsewhere, Tennessee can clinch the number 6 seed with a win. They're up 14-7. The Patriots lost earlier at home to Miami, and with a Chiefs win, that knocked them down to the 3 seed. For the first time in over a decade, they don't have a bye for the first round, so uncharted territory for a while for the Patriots. The Green Bay clinched at least a bye with a 23-20 win in Detroit and could be the 1 seed if Seattle beats San Francisco in the Sunday night. Or to basketball, where the Raptors look for their second win in as many nights as they welcome the Thunder to Scotiabank. Tip is at the top of the hour. You can listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, watch on Sportsnet 1. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, now on TV and radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 547.
Hi, it's Fido. Holiday deals are in full swing and the fun continues with Boxing Week. Keep the best gift for yourself. The brilliant iPhone XR at $0 on select 2-year plans. It's brilliant in every way, including the price. And go all out without going over. With data overage protection included on all new plans. Hurry up in store or at Fido.ca to discover more holiday deals. Conditions apply. Fido, go get it.
This
missed out on Black Friday bargains? Don't worry. Hi, I'm Sean from New Balance Toronto, and we're gearing up for our Boxing Day blowout. From December 26th to January 12th, we're giving you the best prices of the year. Save up to 50% off footwear, apparel, and accessories. With deals like these, it's the perfect time to try something new or just stock up on the styles you love. New Balance Toronto, your fit specialist for 19 years. Some conditions apply. See store for details.
680 News Time, 5:48. NASA has its sights set on Mars in 2020. A new robotic rover is almost complete, ahead of a big year for the space agency that could eventually send humans into deep space. CNN's Paul McCammon has an inside look.
A camera in there is going to be taking images of Mars as it parachutes down into a crater. And why this is important is this camera is going to match images taken from the orbit, and that way they can make much more daring landings, such as in a crater. Before, they always had the safest bet, a nice flat surface. It'll take some 300 scientists to operate it. It will try to convert this Martian atmosphere into oxygen, and down the road, if we're going to put men on Mars and women, we're going to need the ability to convert the Martian atmosphere into breathable oxygen.
The Mars 2020 mission
You
is
need people that
expected
just
to
want
take
to
a
fucking
flight
smoke weed and
this
stay inside.
summer.
That's what you
On
need.
the impeachment front, U.S. President Donald Trump spending the holiday break at his Mar-a-Lago, Florida resort. His mind clearly still in Washington. The president reportedly consulting with many guests about the upcoming Senate impeachment trial against him. CNN's Kristen Holmes following the president in West Palm Beach.
Well, he's been mixing and mingling with those guests and members at Mar-a-Lago. We're also told he's been picking their brains, asking people who should be part of his defense team when it comes to the impeachment trial, what their defense strategy should be. And while we've seen President Trump on the golf course numerous times, we've seen him on Twitter far more, tweeting almost every day, attacking impeachment Democrats and, of course, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Clearly, the president is perturbed by the fact that the speaker has not transmitted over those articles of impeachment to the Senate. And, of course, just to break down where we stand, at an impasse between Democrats and Republicans on what exactly a fair trial would look like.
The Republican-controlled Senate is expected to acquit the president along party lines. In 60 seconds, we'll check traffic and weather. 680 News Time, 5:50.
This is
Your message.
and getting
Your message.
across to your target market through advertising means money for your business. But here's what it's like advertising with most forms of media. It gets lost in all the other noise in the marketplace. Radio targets your clientele specifically. So all your
Every time you find a
potential
mattress in the road, you should have a mattress store commercial on.
advertising works. The message is clear.
For more information, visit
The lawn
rogersmedia.com.
fair in the road. By the way, Walmart's having
radio.
a sale on lawn furniture. Motherfucker, you could have so much fun making money off this radio thing, but you don't do it. Makes me angry.
Maybe you even saw a real deal on an investment property. Well, don't wait for the money to fall from the sky. Call Northwood Mortgage and start taking care of business. Use your home to save money. Pay off your mortgage faster. See why Canadians have turned to Northwood Mortgage for over a quarter of a century. Visit NorthwoodMortgage.com. License 10349.
680 News Time, 5:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Craig Gear.
This report brought to you by Hamilton International Airport. So it's really not terrible unless you're trying to get to Yorkdale. Any direction from the Allen, East-West 401, still busy. Dufferin on into the Yorkdale parking lot too. It's just a mess right now, but it does seem to be getting better. So that's the good news. Eastbound 401, slow east of Bayview, Express and Collectors to east of Leslie. Things seem to be easing. And then same with this pothole repair construction zone. It's east of Brock Street. They still have the left lane blocked. MTO says it should be wrapped up by later this week. So expect some delays through here if you're going to be taking it tomorrow, but it seems to be moving well right now. Eastbound Gardner, a bit of volume approaching the Spadina ramp to just east of it. Otherwise, it's a pretty nice drive. Was seeing some slowdowns on the southbound 400, but everything's moving well now. It's just weather that you have to contend with. This winter, escape the cold with flights to Cuba, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Mexico.
It's just weather
from
you have to
Hamilton
contend with.
International
Thank you.
Airport, your low-cost airport.
in these 80 to 90 kilometer-hour winds with the freezing rain, which is technically
right now,
sleet,
we're getting a
turning
break
to
from some of the
hail.
rain showers in downtown Toronto, but it is not the same
Just weather
story for
happened.
those of you in Vaughan, as well as Newmarket and Bradford, and even up in Uxbridge right now. You guys are contending with some freezing rain. That is the reason why Environment Canada has issued a freezing rain warning for your area, and that is covering pretty much the entire GTA with the exception of the city of Toronto. We will likely see ice accumulation somewhere between 10 to about 15 millimeters, and we will also likely see upwards of 20 millimeters of some rain as well over the next 36 hours. Now, the rain showers will continue off and on again tomorrow afternoon, but here's the good news. At least we'll see a very warm high temperature around 7 degrees, and tomorrow night the rain showers should end and we'll see a low of around 0. And then for Tuesday, New Year's Eve, we'll see a mix of rain as well as some snow, and we could end up seeing several centimeters of some snow with a high temperature of about 2 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, it is 2 degrees. Our overnight low is 1 degree.
680 News Time, 5:54.
Hi, I'm Steve Friedman from the Chesterfield Shop. I love the holiday season, the lights, the food, the celebration, but I especially love our yearly Chesterfield Shop Boxing Week sale, where we chop the prices on thousands of our best sofas, sofa beds, sectionals, and chairs. All the best from the Chesterfield Shop every day, but especially right now.
See, I can't tell the tobacco from my tobacco. I don't want to mix it.
Boxing Week specials all
The
weekend.
weed,
in
I can tell
North York,
easily there's
Newmarket,
nothing wrong with it.
Scarborough,
Tobacco in
and
this country
Midtown
is all
Toronto.
fucking contaminated.
Honesty is our only policy.
680 News.
Hey, if you're looking for a new book to sink your teeth into in 2020 and you respect the opinion of former President Barack Obama, you're in luck. He's been sharing his favorite books from the past year, including Furious Hours, Murder, Fraud, and the Last Trial of Harper Lee, and also Normal People by Sally Rooney. For the sports fans, Obama recommends The Sixth Man. He's also sharing his top movies and his favorite music of the year. You can check it all out on his Twitter page. In 60 seconds, we'll check in at the Business Center.
Wow.
680 News Time,
Thank you. So you're telling us
5:55.
what people's Twitter accounts say now. Thank you.
Catch all the excitement of your favorite slots and table games at Casino Woodbine.
Stop
Sign
following
up for
up.
a free One Rewards membership today, and you could be eligible to get your first $250 on us. Need a lift? We've added new Toronto shuttle bus routes that will take you right to our front doors. Must be 19 plus. Rewards membership required. If you gamble, play smart. Casino Woodbine. Toronto's home for gaming and
Shuttle bus, you gotta
entertainment.
call them something else. Coaches, motor coaches, something. I'm halfway through your fucking commercial before I figure out how to fucking type the website out.
It's your last chance to donate for 2019.
680 News Time, 5:56. Now time for your business report.
I'm Mike Apple. Today's high cost of real estate is creating a challenge on two fronts for the millennial generation. It's too expensive to buy into Canada's hottest markets, which means there won't be a property nest egg to fund their eventual retirement. A survey by KPMG
No,
shows that more than half
motherfucker. You
of
old
those
people
in the
now that own
23 to
houses don't have
38-year-old
nobody to sell it to,
they'll never be
motherfucker.
able to afford a home. 65%
Oh yeah, there's a
believe
bubble
they
right now.
don't
There's a
own
bubble.
something
All the
they won't
drug
have enough
dealers
saved
and
later
shit are
in life.
fucking buying up
As
all
opposed
sorts
to
of
their friends
shit.
who will someday likely downsize.
Once they've got what they want, and they
78%
who
believe
you
that
gonna sell
home
this
ownership
shit
was
to?
an investment into their financial stability in retirement. And for that very reason, it forms part of the nest egg. You know, you have your house, you might have RRSP, you have a pension, and most people believe the house is very important to that. What we also found, though, of the millennials that we polled, 3/4 of them feel like times have changed, and that they can't rely on the home being a viable nest egg for a couple of reasons. One is ownership rates will likely decrease over the next 20 or 30 years as people are continually priced out of the market. Whether there's going to be the continued growth in the value of the house over, a person's lifetime life. There has been.
So if the cash isn't going,
I know you didn't hear that, but I did. Click, click, click.
Are there enough incentives for people to invest into other vehicles versus trying to own? And I think that's the interesting part of this. Are there alternatives? Yes, potentially. But are they structured in a way that can be used as a replacement for not owning a home?
At the same time, though, people who are recently in the market are concerned that they may not get as much for their properties on resale.
That there will be a large proportion of boomers who want to downsize and sell their home. And as you rightly say, who's going to be able to afford that?
As Martin Joyce with KPMG. And at the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
2 weeks and 800 websites later, I finally found it. The perfect holiday gift for our daughter.
Really?
Yep. Toe socks.
Toe socks?
Yeah, socks with toes. Every toe's a different color.
Did you check We.org?
Shit got wet.
We.org. They have so many gifts. You can give a donation, buy chocolate,
The
beautiful
two
jewelry,
sides
and
did
they
not
all
lay
change
down the same
lives.
way.
I missed the site.
Leave the gifts to me.
Oh, okay.
This holiday,
I know, I got a
give
fucking
good.
bunch of them, but
Shop, donate.
I still got this many
at
matches there.
This Boxing Week at Rogers, you can unwrap more during the Wrapped in Red event. That means
All right, so all that is just
like buy one, get one when you activate 2 lines for the
fucking.
Samsung Galaxy S10
Oh,
and the
fuck,
Galaxy
of all the
S10e.
fucking things. I gotta get the second fucking time. I fucking knew I was gonna do that, too.
Rogers Infinite plans and more wireless listening with premium sound when you get a pair of Samsung Galaxy Buds free. It's twice the nice with Samsung BOGO and free Galaxy Buds while quantities last during the Wrapped in Red event on now at Rogers.
I could just dump it in a different fucking
You
thing.
have more important things to do than be stuck in traffic.
Listen for up-to-date traffic reports only on 680 News.
In Brenton, 2 degrees, light rain falling up in Erin. It's freezing rain, 0, feeling like -5. Over in Milton, 2
Every time I
degrees
tilt it, it
and
slides
rain.
down more and you can't see it.
Oakville, 2 degrees and
What's
rain.
that?
In Cambridge and Kitchener, +1 with some rain. In downtown Toronto, 1 degree with rain falling. The news launch never stops. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. 680 News time at the tone will be 6 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Sunday, December 29th. I'm Tim Chapman.
And I'm Eden Jababa. Here's what's making news this hour.
This is still steaming.
John is the warm-ish weather today, bringing cold, wet, snowy conditions for the GTA. Our weather specialist Denise Andriacci has what's in store for tomorrow.
Oh, this shit smells too.
Toronto police identifying the city's 76th homicide victim of 2019. 2 suspects are still at large.
I want to know who was in the
Police still
dumpster.
searching for clues
And
after
the
a
other one.
26-year-old
You had 2 in a
man
fucking row.
murdered in Etobicoke
It was a 2 for this
Friday.
week.
Why can't you keep those New Year's resolutions? One expert says you can blame mathematics and the fact that we really don't like change.
Lots to be decided in Week 17 of the NFL regular season, while the Raptors and Thunder are all set to battle at Scotiabank Sports at 58.
And coming up in
This
business,
fucking
a
high,
look
so
at
I'm
one of the
gonna
top
smoke it.
stories of the year, the Bank of Canada as an outlier. Why did it avoid cutting interest rates when other major central banks did?
680 News.
Why did you said that yesterday?
On the line, good evening, Colette Desjardins.
Why did they avoid?
Report is brought to you by Marquee Jewelers.
The other
If
central
you're
banks cut
traveling right
interest,
now
right,
on
okay.
the eastbound
Motherfucking
401,
fucking
you're going to
man.
find that slow east of Bayview in the express collectors to east
Cut
of
rates to
Leslie.
what?
Also on the
We
eastbound
got fucking no
401.
fucking money.
That's we've got that pothole repair going on. It's east of Brock Street. The left lane
What's the
is blocked.
10-year,
No delays through that
where's
area.
my
I just had a look
phone?
at that. And if you're traveling on the eastbound Gardner, that is not too bad. It's was a little bit busy on the ramp to Spadina. Just having a look right now at the eastbound QEW, a little bit busy off and on from here, Ontario, over to Dixie. Now, if you're going to be heading into Yorkdale Mall, all the routes heading into it are quite busy, especially around the mall itself. And if you're on the QEW westbound, don't see any
Look at all
problems.
the other malls, man.
And also the 400, not too bad between Toronto and the Barrie area. However, we are expecting freezing rain up there, so we're watching that area very carefully. Marquee
Yeah.
Jewelers is celebrating Boxing Week. Great sales on engagement rings and wedding bands. Visit 2 Bloor Street West inside the Cumberland Terrace now.
Yeah.
And now let's, your next traffic report at 6:11. Now let's get the forecast. Here's Denise and Jonesy.
One, Jesus Christ.
Today, we're going to see lots of rain throughout the day. The big concern is going to be freezing rain, particularly north and west of the city of Toronto. We'll also likely see some winds later on tonight, gusting to upwards of 80 kilometers per hour. We'll see a high temperature during the day.
How low do you need interest rates to be?
The guaranteed high is +3.
Right now in downtown Toronto, light rain 1 degree, but feeling like -6 with a wind chill, and at Pearson Airport raining in 1, but feeling more like -5. 6:18 news time, 6:03.
It's been a good day to stay indoors with a mix of cold, wet rain and even a bit of snow across the GTA.
6:80 Denise Andriachi is on the weather watch and having details of what tomorrow's forecast could bring for the morning commute.
And we'll be back with Denise in just a moment. The number of homicides continue to rise in the Toronto area. 680's Joey Keeney has more about today's incident.
Toronto police have identified the victim of the city's latest homicide as 26-year-old Koshin Yusuf. This is Toronto's 76th homicide of the year. Earlier this morning, around 3 a.m., the victim was approached by 2 suspects outside of a home near McCowan and Trudell Street.
The
suspects drew their gun and fired multiple shots and fled the area. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Anyone with information or any camera footage of this incident is asked to come forward and contact Toronto Police. I'm Joey Keeney.
Declared dead at the scene, but
6:80 news time, 6:04. Toronto police are still investigating a fatal shooting that happened in Etobicoke early Friday. 680's Caitlin Lee tells us detectives are asking the public for help.
26-year-old Dominic Raval Kelly died in hospital on Friday after being rushed to a trauma center. Around 1 a.m., he was found injured inside his vehicle, parked in the area of Eva Road and the West Mall. Police believe someone inside of a dark-colored 4-door SUV pulled up next to him, shooting Kelly multiple times and then driving off. Investigators looking for witnesses or dash cam footage of the crime. They're appealing for anyone with information to come forward. I'm Caitlin Lee.
680 News Time, 6:05. 2 more people have been sent to hospital with serious injuries in Toronto's East End early morning. This morning in North York, the 2 victims were stabbed in the area of Wilson Avenue and Collinson Boulevard. That's just close to Bathurst. Paramedics tell 680 News a male and female victim were transported from the scene to a trauma center. It happened before 10 this morning. Police say 1 person is in custody.
Fucking Sunday, too.
And the suspect in a Hanukkah stabbings north of New York City have been indicted after attacking 5 people. He pled not guilty today. He's accused of stabbing and wounding 5 people as they gathered at a rabbi's home to celebrate the annual occasion. ABC's Marcus Solis goes into more detail about the attack.
The suspect burst in amidst a Hanukkah celebration, a candle lighting celebration that was being held in the rabbi's home. About 60 people inside that home. The suspect took out a large knife from a case and then began swinging it, stabbing people. People started throwing objects trying to stop that attack. The suspect then tried to go into a synagogue next door, but the doors were locked, and then finally he drove off.
You should have had a
Police identified the suspect as Grafton E. Thomas of Greenwood Lake, New York City. The stabbings come on the heels of a string of attacks targeting Jews in the region.
680 News Time, 6:06. Service Canada is looking at ways on how to better serve Canadians online. In an annual review of how well the government interacts with Canadians and federal benefits, research suggests more people would be willing to use the internet if a real person was there to assist them. The report found that nearly half of people would switch if there was phone contact, an online chat, or video link. The Service Canada review noted barriers to
should be easy enough to set up.
benefits are psychological and emotional.
If anybody has a criticism
You're
of
listening to All News Radio
What
680
is
News.
this?
MI6, the CIA, and the KGB weren't the only spy services operating during the Cold War.
I'm just wasting the technology.
The Canadian press reporting that
You find a better use for it.
You're not going to believe they're talking about Canada's spy program.
News time 6:07. Despite coming up short against
They just
Team Russia
detailed a whole
yesterday,
bunch of shit about
received a
Canada's
little
spy
good news
program
on
and
the
played
injury
music
front
over
today
it.
ahead of tomorrow's game.
Team Canada was handed their worst loss in World Juniors history yesterday as the Russians blanked them
This
6-0.
fucking country, man.
The Canadians were already down 3-0 when projected #1 overall pick Alexis Lafreniere went down as well. This morning, an MRI determined that he had suffered no fractures or ligament tears to his knee. There is still hope that he returns later in the tournament, but Canada will be without him for their match against Germany tomorrow. That game goes at 9 a.m. Eastern. In the 18-year-old's absence, Captain Barrett Hayton has been moved up to the first line. Expect to see continued line juggling as they try to replace the production of the star winger. For Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Show Ali.